Hello everybody and welcome back to more of the Fruit of Grisaia. In the last episode, we had to try to stump Sachi. Didn't really work, but as we gave her more and more complex problems, she started to show signs of fatigue, so I think tomorrow is going to be the day where we finally give her something that she's just not going to be able to answer. The instant we hear... Let's try that again. The instant we enter the door, Machina's shouting in our faces, almost as if she foresaw the exact moment of our return. As she speaks, Machina holds something out to Sachi. Or maybe you just dropped it when you were cleaning? I know, I'm so smart. Who the hell is Mr. Nakamura? Putting aside that particular mystery, it's pretty surprising that Sachi didn't realize it was missing. That's unlike her. I think the phone is dead. Going underwater is probably going to be fatal unless you have some special waterproof model. Accepting her cell phone from Machina, Sachi gently slides it inside her clothing. Just to be sure, that was an attempt at a joke, right? I see. Alright, Sachi, just forget I asked. Huh. Poor Sachi. I'm sure your image is important too, but I think you should be more worried about getting a replacement for that phone as soon as possible. I mean, never know when you'll really need it. With those words, Sachi retrieves the dead cell phone from her bosom and returns it to its usual place in her pocket. Well, I can't say I have any plans, but... Tuna Fish Man is a Sunday morning show, right? And more importantly, wouldn't it be kind of creepy if I really did start cheering on fresh fish superheroes with you? I'll peel you like a banana here and now, you bogus maid. You sure as hell aren't acting like it. Okay. A new day has dawned. There's no such thing as a woman who hates being complimented. One day, when I casually complimented my master's appearance, she praised me in return with those words. From what she told me, the rule applies even to women who claim to dislike flattery. Sometimes complaining is just another way of reacting to happiness. Hello there, Michiru. Your famous twin tailors are looking particularly good this morning. See, it works like a charm. Michiru, whose gimmick is a pretty soon attitude, may say this. But judging from the way she's happily playing with her hair, she skips up the stairs. I don't think my master spoke in air. I'm pretty sure I picked up a knack for this sort of thing unconsciously at a fairly young age. Playing outside for hours at a time to escape the awkward atmosphere at home, I developed a sly habit of ingratiating myself with other kids through lavish praise. Awesome, I can't believe you could do that, or you get 100 points on your test, that's amazing, or whatever else seemed called for. Looking back on it, I was kind of a creepy little brat in that respect. But as long as I kept up the compliments, nobody tried to harm me, and there were even some eccentrics who actively play with an otherwise gloomy little introvert like me. Okay, watch carefully, here goes. Ha! Well, did I pull it off? Thanks. I don't think it's that amazing, but today's the first time I managed it. I wanted to show you first, Yu-kun. Of course, since I'd always thought of myself as the worthless scrap left over at the formation of my genius sister, I was probably pretty sincere in believing everyone I met superior to me. Yeah. And here we have an exemplary personification of my master's teachings. Given an open choice of any rewards, Sachi specifically requested my praise. It's probably safe to say she fundamentally longs to be complimented. Beg your pardon? I'd love to hear how you arrived at that question. Let me get this straight. You think a complex expression on my face means I'm indulging in obscene delusions? Is that what you think? Ugh. I don't know what to do with her. And sometimes I wonder if she fundamentally longs to be smacked upside the head. Oh yeah, forgot about that. That's right, but like I said yesterday, no cramming for this one. You're still making the rounds? With those words, Sachi pumps her fist slightly into the air, still clutching her broom. Maybe it's because she's able to wear this uniform more frequently during vacation, but the girl seems to be turning into even more of a maid by temperament. Well, devoting yourself to volunteer work is all well and good, but make sure you don't give yourself heat stroke out there, alright? I don't want you collapsing. I don't think that's gonna be that effective. I think I'm gonna have to check up on her later for safety's sake. Okay, what? My phone, is that me? Hello? A little before 1 p.m., a harsh, familiar electronic buzz from my breast pocket interrupts the leisurely afternoon. JB, huh? I have several women in my bed as I speak. After a moment of faint electronic noise, I hear a low, steady voice on the other end of the line. Her tone is enough to tell me that this is a phone call from my superior, not my guardian. No worries, I'm by myself at the moment. Oh, business. Judging from the hurried way JB's speaking, it seems this particular call may not have been planned in advance. Something serious might have come up unexpectedly. That's not good. Do we have something troublesome on our hands? In other words, you want me as insurance in case things go south. I'll be ready in 5. I was just gonna say that too. Don't thank me for a job, it's bad luck. Anyway, where do you need me? Affirmative. Placing the black cell phone on top of my desk, I quickly begin to change into my work clothes. Well, that's crappy timing. I don't have any problem with doing the job I'm paid for, but I had plans with Sachi in the immediate future. And I can't just call to let her know since her cell phone's out of commission. Please be in the dorm. Oh, there you are, thank God. I throw open my door with a little prayer, startling Sachi as she's sweeping the lobby. Sachi, good timing.
落ち着いてください、風見さん。脱ぎたてのメイド服が必要だというなら、今。
Sorry, I don't have time to play along with your stupid jokes right now.
何かあったんですか?
As a matter of fact, there is. I just got called from work. Important job came up out of nowhere. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to reschedule.
ということは、今日のテストは中止ですよね。
As Sachi murmurs those words, there's a clear shade of regret on her face. It's one of the more easily comprehensible expressions I've ever seen from the normally poker-faced Sachi. No, I'm not canceling, but I need to change the plan a bit. I hadn't been planning to say anything of the sort, but I find the words coming out of my mouth naturally, unlike the words I'm speaking right now. That look on her face probably had a lot to do with it. Ah, she's guilting us.
それで大丈夫なんですか?
Yeah, JP said the job's gonna be quick, so I should be back in a few hours.
わかりました。そういうことでしたら、私は全然構いません。
Alright, wait for me at the usual place, Sachi. Let's say 5 p.m.
そうなると、少し遅れてしまうかもしれませんが、構いませんか?
Say late? Does she have other things going on? Fine by me. And there's a possibility I'll be a little late myself, so don't worry about it.
ありがとうございます。では、17時にいつもの場所でお待ちしています。
Yeah, that's a promise. I'll definitely make it.
はい。
After giving Sachi a quick pat on the head, I immediately rush out the front door. Eyes fixed on my cell phone screen, I follow the directions JB sent the letter. When specifying a rendezvous point through electronic means, the instructions are always split into multiple parts in such a way that it's impossible to determine the end location without cross-referencing every message. Quite smart. Apparently this is a security measure of some sort, but it's an incredible pain in the ass for the person actually receiving the orders. As I draw near to my initial destination, a second set of instructions arrive. The map attached to the new email bears a single red dot. There we are. Overlaying the map with a visual scan of my surroundings, I determined that the point in question indicates a small public park. This isn't my first time in the neighborhood, but I never knew there was a park here. What do you know? Too bad I can't visit these on more scenic terms. I met that kid in a park not too different from this one, back in the days when I was a gloomy brat without any real friends. My sister was a prodigy, especially as an artist, and the most I could do was stay out of her way, so I made a daily routine of heading off to a public park with a playground located a few miles away from our house. I went out of my way to choose one a good distance away, killed a little more time walking out and back, and better still, nobody there knew who I was. When I was idling around in that playground, I didn't have to deal with people comparing me to my older sister, and I didn't have to listen to my father's vicious insults. I guess you could say it was the closest thing I had to a safe space. But the days spent playing with sand by myself didn't last that long. One day, that girl marched right up to me. I don't remember much of the conversation, except for the conclusion. Okay, then let's play together. Wasn't asking either. Without giving me the time to think it over, she pulled me around the tiny park all day long. She was an unbelievably pushy kid, to be sure, laughed and smiled more than anyone I'd ever known, but she never asked me more about myself than I wanted to tell. In other words, playing with her wasn't too bad on my end, either. Before I knew it, I was heading to that park specifically for that purpose. Of course, that only lasted a short while before that day came, but we all know what he's talking about. I think that kid was a major reason I was able to endure everything I was going through back then. Okay, this really isn't the time to get all sentimental and stuff. As if to reinforce the point, a white minivan with a subtly different atmosphere draws to a halt a little ways away. Take care of the job first, think later.
はい、到着。お疲れ様。
Sure. Roused from a half-unconscious state by JB's voice, I remove my sleep mask and step out of the car. I appreciate you dropping me off at school and all, but I've got to say this car is a little too conspicuous. Noisy on top of flashy.
そこが 羽馬のいいところじゃない。
I don't think I'll ever understand your sense of aesthetics. Well, I guess she's probably not alone. I can picture Amani's eyes gleaming with enthusiasm. She's a car fanatic after all. Heaving a small sigh, I glance to my side where JB's currently peering through the gate into the school grounds. Are you looking for something?
ほら、今日は誰もお迎えがいないのかなと思ってね。
I figured as much. Look, JB, I do understand the urge to mess around with me, you know, with the younger generation. But I'd really appreciate it if you could resist the impulse to make my life any more difficult than it already is.
何よ、人がせっかく女性関係を潤してあげようとしているのに。
No, please, you just add drama. If you're that concerned about my libido, how about I rape you here now? Really? Come on, dude. Really? Come on.
怖い。青い衝動の餌食にならないうちに、お姉さんは退散しないと。
Giving me a little shove on the back as she passes by, JB slides smoothly back into the driver's seat of her car.
それじゃあまたね、ユージ。
Bye! Hold it, woman, or not. Whatever. Ugh, why do I even bother? JB really lives for these things, doesn't she? But since she took me directly, I'm back a good 15 minutes before 5. I'll be in plenty of time to meet up with Sachi, alright. No reason to show up in my work uniform then, might as well change first. When I arrive precisely on time, I find that the classroom is completely empty. Well, that was unexpected. It's pretty unusual for her, who makes a habit of showing up at the exact time specified. Come to think of it, she did say she might be a little late. I guess I'll wait for a while. Okay, she's really late and I can't keep playing solitaire. Keep losing. After dozing off in the chair I flopped down on it some time ago, I mumble to myself and glance up at the clock. It's a solid hour past the time we agreed to meet. At this point, you expect some sort of contact. Well, she doesn't have a phone, so... yeah, I guess go see if anyone else knows anything. When I return to the door, Makina is standing by the shoe rack. The instant I push open the door, she swiftly hides something on the other side. I'm not gonna tell you not to play pranks on Machiro and Sachi, but please keep it in moderation, alright?
寮内の誰しもが持っているユミちゃんとチルチルのハプニングシーンが見たいという潜在欲求。そこにつけ込む私は悪い女なのよさ。
Right, sure, whatever. Fascinating. Okay, on a different note, do you know where Sachi went?
はい？お兄ちゃんこそ今日はサッチンと遊ぶ約束をしてたんじゃないのよ。
Well, that was the plan, but I waited for an hour after the time we set, and she never showed up. I'm worried.
それはおかしいのよ。サッチンはその身をマリアナ海溝に沈められたとしても絶対に遅刻しない女なのよさ。
That's precisely why I'm here. I don't want to talk to you unless it's absolutely necessary. That's why I thought something else might have come up.
できることならそういえばと言ってあげたいところなのだけれど、私は何も聞いていないのよ。
Sure you didn't ask her for a favor or something? Something ridiculous?
今日は見てないのよさ。
I see. Alright. This doesn't look very promising, but just in case, I should try our other classmates as well. They might know something. Sorry, Makanova, can you help me round up the others? So no one knows anything. Fortunately, the other three were still in the dorm, so it didn't take long to collect everyone in the lobby. I'm sorry about the sudden meeting, but do any of you have any idea where Sachi's got to?
さっちゃん？そういえば今日は午後から見てないわね。
Where the hell is she?
私も見てないけど。
How about you, Sakaki?
小峰さんなら3時過ぎくらいに寮を出ていくのを見かけたわよ。
Oh, you did?
それは本当なのよ。ええ、制服を着ていたから今日も風見くんと勉強するものだと思っていたけれど。
Well, hard to say. We promised to meet in the classroom at 5, but Sachi never showed.
それはおかしいわね。
I know, right? As soon as the words leave my mouth, 3 voices respond in an uneasy chorus. Apparently, I'm not the only one more than a little surprised by Sachi blowing off a prearranged meeting. After a moment of silence, Michio raises her hand tentatively into the air. What is it, Michio? Some relevant information come to mind?
情報っていうか、この問題を一発で解決しちゃう方法があると思うんだけど、言っちゃってもいい？
Oh?
本当？やるじゃん、みちる。まあ、大したことはないと思うんだけど、私ならではみたいな。
Don't say yell out the window. But by all means, please share your insight with us.
ふふふふふふ。いや、ユージにそこまでお願いされちゃ仕方ないわよね。
And she's just sucking every drop of that up, isn't she? It's like, oh, I will tell you. I will gladly tell you.
いいから早く言えよ、パツキン。キー。おお、すっげえ睨まれた。いい？一度しか言わないから。みんな、
Okay, spit it out, alright? Alright, it's way too dramatic.
食いしばってどうするのよ。ズバリサチの携帯に電話すれば一発解決間違いなしよ。
I had a feeling she'd say that.
どう？すごいでしょ？ってあれ？
You honestly think we didn't think of that?
なんでやっちゃったみたいな顔してるの？実際やっちゃってるからじゃね？嘘。もしかして松島さんの案ってそれだけだったの？そうだけど、私何か変なこと言った？変なことというより、その案はみんなを集める前に試しているのが前提なんじゃない？うぐ。
うぐ。
サチの携帯壊れちゃったの？
Yeah, I was discovered diving in the bathtub just last night.
したのよさ。へえ、それはさすがに知らなかったな。あは、あはは。
A weak attempt at a smile plastered awkwardly across her face, and Michiru shrieks before our eyes.
みちるにしては目の付けどころは悪くなかったんだけどね。
Yeah, but that was the obvious solution.
いいのよ、あまね。どうせ私は三島崎一不幸なツインテールなんだから。
That's okay, Michiru. I'm sure there's someone else more unhappy than you. I don't know who they are, but I'm sure someone exists.
ずいぶん狭い範囲の一番ね。まあ、そうへこむなよ、チルチル。人生そんなに悪いことばかりじゃないのよさ。あんたに慰められると余計惨めになるのはなんでだろう。失礼な。私がなけなしの優しさをかけているというのに。
Maybe it was a mistake to bring these people in the discussion in the first place.
でも、そう考えたら結構まずくない？さっちゃんと連絡がつかない状況なんでしょ？やっぱ警察とかに連絡した方がいいのかな。私たちにとっては一大事だとしても、数時間いなくなった程度では警察は動いてくれないわよ。
Saki's got a point. It's not urgent enough.
それに小峰さんだって子供じゃないんだし、この時間から警察に連絡というのは少し大げさすぎるんじゃないかしら。
Oh, maybe. She did tell me she might be late for one thing. Maybe she's really late. Maybe she got caught up doing something.
それならなおさらね。
Nodding with evident conviction, Sakaki closes her eyes. Objectively speaking, her argument is definitely reasonable.
榊さんの言う通りかもね。
Chiro and Makina seem to reach the same conclusion. The group looks silently in my direction, anticipating a decision. Okay, we'll wait and see for the moment. If Sachi still isn't back by this evening, I'll get in touch with the principal and ask her about the next step.
そうね、それが一番いいと思う。私もそう思うのよ。私も。
Alright then. Okay, I'm gonna head back to the classroom and try waiting for Sachi there, but I'd like a volunteer to contact me in case she does come back to the dorm instead.
じゃあ、その役は私がやるのよさ。 私もマキナとここに残るわ。さっちゃんのことは心配だしね。それなら私とユミコは外を探してくるわよ。
How about she grabs Yumiko?
勝手に決めないでもらえるかしら。そんなこと言ってどうせ一人で行くつもりだったんでしょ。それは。
Since these four have spent considerably more time living with Sachi, there's no question that they understand her better than I do. Considering that, there's no reason to refuse their help when it's voluntarily offered. I'm sorry for the hassle. I really appreciate this, guys.
Oh, お兄ちゃんも大船に乗ったつもりで任務を遂行するのよ。
Yeah. This late already? Before I know it, the hour hands crept past 9. Still no sign of Sachi, no word from the others. This is getting beyond weird and into worrisome territory.
Yuji!
When I return to the dorm, Amane and Makina jump from their positions, watching the doorway and rush over.
それでどうだったのよ。サチは戻ってきた？
No, I mean she did come to the classroom at least.
そっか。
Their shoulders droop simultaneously at the news.
私は商店街の方を見てきたけど、サチらしい子はいなかった。駅前の方でもそれらしい姿は見かけなかったわね。
Beads of sweat running down their foreheads, Michiru and Sakaki offer similar reports in identical tones of regret and concern. I see. I'm sorry to make you all run around in this heat.
勘違いしないでよね。ユージのためじゃなくて、サチのためにやっただけなん
Oh,
だから。
drop the act.
ねえどう？今のどうだったユミコ？私に感想を求めないでもらえるかしら。ミチルのツンデレ具合はどうでもいいけど、これでさっちゃんが行方不明になっちゃった可能性は高くなってきたわね。やっぱり地図に相談してみるのよ。
Yeah, I think so. Taking out my cell phone, I dialed the principal's private number from memory.
Hi.
It's me. Sorry to call so late.
あなたが携帯に電話してくるなんて。
Yes, there is. Summarize matters concisely, Sachi's gone missing.
小峰さんが。
I know. I mean, we made pretty clear plans, but she stood me up. Hasn't come back to the dorm since probably about 3 o'clock.
小峰さんが約束をね。
There's a slight hint of tension in the principal's voice now. Apparently, we're not the only ones surprised by the idea of Sachi blowing off an appointment like this.
それで時間にするとどれくらいの間いなくなっているの？
Well, the last time I saw her would be a good 6 hours ago, and unfortunately, she doesn't have a cell phone on her at the moment, so we can't call her.
そう。連絡がつかないのは困ったわね。
That would be why I'm reporting to you. As the principal of the school, what do you think we should do about this?
そうね。
After a brief response, there's a moment of silence.
まずは小峰さんのお家に状況を連絡して、そちらの意向を確認するわ。
Seems like a bit of a leisurely approach, frankly.
少し変わっていると言っても、この学園も国が認める学校機関の一つ。対処の手順は変わらないわ。
Right. Well, unquestionably the correct judgment as the leader of her organization.
ただ、あなたの危惧している事態を避けるために、私個人としての手は打たせてもらいます。
Ah, so that's it. Considering how rapidly she formulated this calm and rational approach to the situation, it's probably safe to trust Chizuo's judgment on the specific details. I guess you're not sitting in the most comfortable chair in the building for nothing.
お褒めの言葉ありがとう。
Okay, I understand what you're thinking in general, but what should we be doing right now?
おとなしく私の連絡を待ってと言いたいところだけど、それは無理な話でしょうね。
Huh. You imagined correctly. Good job.
これでも6人の学生を受け持つ教育者だもの。
That you are.
ただ、あなた以外の子たちには夜間の外出は控えるように伝えてちょうだい。
Right, that's probably wise. Reckless action could very well end up expanding the scale of our problem.
それじゃ、何か動きがあったらすぐに連絡させてもらうわね。
Yes, please do. Cutting off the call immediately, I slide my phone shut and push it back into my pocket.
どうだったユージ？
She She's gonna get in touch with the Sachi family first and talk with her guardians about how to proceed.
やっぱりそうなるわよね。
Yeah. After all, there must be some relatively complicated family circumstances involved if they're sending their child to this kind of school. She promised to get in touch immediately if there's any major developments.
つまり、それまでは何もするなということね。
More or less.
それはどうしてなのよ。みんなで外に出て、サチンを探した方がいいのよさ。
I'll handle that.
どうしてお兄ちゃん一人だけなのよ。
私たちが小峰さんを探すと二次災害を引き起こす可能性があるからよ。
二次災害？女の子が夜中に出歩いてると、それこそ行方不明になっちゃうかもしれないってことよ。ああ、なるほど。
I don't want to say any of you on the evening news. You got that?
それなら心配いらないのよ。私にはお兄ちゃんから習ったスーパー護身術があるのよさ。
No. It's not good enough.
待ってるのは嫌なのよ。私はサチンが心配なのよさ。
Makina's voice is unusually fraught with emotion. Small tears of frustration are forming in the corners of her eyes. She's the same age as Sachi and plays with her more than anyone else. Makina might well be the most upset out of all of us right now.
ねえマキナ、あんたの気持ちもわかるけど、今はユージに任せよう。さっちゃんだってその間に戻ってくるかもしれないんだしさ。
Clinging tightly to Mane from behind, Makina slowly begins to regain her composure. As long as these two are together, I probably don't have to worry about her doing anything reckless. Okay, I'm gonna head out and look for Sachi. Will we find her? Why is she missing? What happened? Something happened. But what happened? Well, we're gonna find out, hopefully, in the next episode of The Fruit of Grisaia. Pray for Sachi, guys.